Today, we are looking at the struggle for hegemony over US-China AI chips and its completely unexpected outcome. A single policy has fundamentally flipped the map of the entire industry. What exactly is going on?
Let's start with this quote. No policymaker would think that their policies are a good idea if they cause America to lose the world's largest market. This quote highlights the central mystery of our story. Why did the US enact policies that resulted in seemingly giving up a huge market? Look at this figure. Isn't it shocking? Before the sanctions, NVIDIA held a whopping 95% market share in China's AI chip sector. Now, that figure is nearly zero. It's as if a massive market disappeared overnight. Was this dramatic shift truly the intended result of the policy? A huge question remains.
The stated objective for the U.S. implementing these large-scale chip restrictions was to suppress China's military modernization. However, the result triggered a completely unexpected reaction, the opposite of the intention. Analysts point out that China absolutely did not give up. They launched a counterattack on two fronts.
The first was the creation of a very active black market for smuggling high-end chips. The second, far surpassing the first in momentum, was a national push to rapidly grow their own domestic semiconductor industry. Here lies perhaps the most ironic conclusion of this analysis. Domestic Chinese alternatives, such as Huawei's Ascend chips, have become much more competitive than anticipated. Consequently, the longer the US continues the embargo, the more it pushes its own companies out of the Chinese market and reinforces China's self-sufficiency. This reality is now changing the strategic calculation from the ground up.
China's ambition isn't just about making chips. It's about competing with a comprehensive ecosystem, encompassing not just hardware, but also software and the developer community. The real challenge isn't just building high-performance hardware. The crucial key is actually breaking away from the AI industry's heavy reliance on NVIDIA's software platform. CUDA, in essence, is like the Windows of the AI development world, an overwhelming industry standard representing an enormous wall that must be overcome.
And now, efforts are underway to break down that wall. For instance, a startup is working very closely with Huawei to build an entirely new development environment from scratch, optimized specifically for their Ascend chips. This could be a significant step toward the birth of a unique Chinese AI ecosystem. The chart shows the complex power dynamics inside China. You have giants like Alibaba and Baidu trying to maintain independence with their in-house chips. Then there are pragmatists like ByteDance who skillfully alternate between NVIDIA and Huawei depending on the situation. And new forces like DeepSeek Scale are choosing to fully commit to Huawei. It is truly a period of warring states, with every company desperately searching for a way to survive this new reality.
The focus shifts dramatically now. This report emphasizes that the AI competition is no longer just about chip performance. After all, no matter how powerful an AI model is, without the massive amounts of power and data centers to run it, it's just an empty box. The competition is moving into the construction of immense physical infrastructure.
As this slide indicates, China is tackling this challenge with a massive, highly organized national strategy. The famous East Data West Computing project is a grand plan to aggregate data centers in the energy-rich Western regions and optimize power nationally. This scale requires total national effort, something private companies alone could never achieve. The analysis also points out serious challenges facing the US. In contrast to China's national-wide infrastructure development, the US is hitting capacity limits in its power grid, and the supply of basic components like transformers is being delayed. As a result, highly anticipated data center projects are being slowed down or reduced in size.
Let's move to the final section, addressing the most stimulating discussion presented by this analysis, the core question of what the real AI competition actually is. This timeline projects China's roadmap to alarming semiconductor self-sufficiency. Astonishingly, it predicts that domestic supply chains could launch 7 nm production lines by 2026, just 2 years away, and potentially catch up to the world's top level within 10 years. If this prediction comes true, the structure of global technological hegemony would completely change.
This slide beautifully summarizes the core conclusion of the analysis. While Silicon Valley is engrossed in developing AGI, or artificial general intelligence, the analysis argues that the real competition is elsewhere. The main battleground is in applying AI to the physical world, such as robotics and manufacturing, because this directly impacts national productivity and competitiveness. This leads to the shocking conclusion that the strategic focus of the US and China have completely diverged in AI development. The analysis issues a stern warning. In the race for practical, real-world application rather than the dream story of AGI, China may already be far ahead of the US.
Finally, we want to consider this fundamental question with you. Will the future of innovation truly be decided by the smartest algorithm in the world, or will it be decided by the most resilient supply chain and manufacturing capability that can withstand any crisis? This discussion forces us to confront this foundational question about the future of technology.